What's up, guys? Welcome back to another weekly Forex analysis video. And this week, I'm keeping the shades on because I feel like I have some heat, some really good stuff that's coming up. I have, I believe, 3 or 4 pairs I'm going to talk about. Two of them are very high probability, and then one of them is a little bit lower, a little bit of a reversal trend trade. But let's get into the charts and let's see what we got. So I'll see you guys there in a second. All right, so we're back here, and the first pair we have for this week is Euro USD. This pair is looking super clean. Let me tell you why. One, we have a pretty nice area of interest here. We have a couple of tops here, also this top here, this top here. We're using it as support here. So, we're just kind of bouncing back and forth between support and resistance somewhere along this zone. We can see that we had a really strong push upwards, right? We're making this common bullish market structure, and we're just simply kind of just waiting for a quick retest for this to continue upwards. We're just kind of looking for mainly this kind of market structure to happen, right? It's going up, down. Went bearish a little bit. Now we're going bullish. We want it to come back a little bit before continuing this upward trend. So that's what we're going to be kind of looking for this week on Euro USD. We can see that it kind of lines up pretty well on our fib sequence. And on our weekly time frame fib sequence as well. We already rejected off of the 0.5 and 0.618 zones. I mentioned this one last week. This one was on my pair last week. So if you were watching the videos and you were able to get in at this exact area that I called, literally saying we're going to do something like this, then, you guys could be up hella money right now if you're still in it, or even if you just closed on Friday. You could be up easily, 1 to 3, 1 to 2 minimum, at least a 1 to 2. You should be up right now. So yeah, definitely a good call out last week. And this week we're just kind of looking for that continuation against this area of interest, and also somewhat kind of respecting the fib sequence on the daily and also the EMA once it reaches it. We'll see on the 4-hour that it will reach it pretty nicely if once it does start to kind of bounce back a little bit off of the EMA before going long again. So Euro USD looking really strong there. GBP USD, this one's looking kind of strong. It's like, I just don't like how this kind of area market structure is. Like this spot right here is just not looking pretty to me. Kind of unfortunate. But I think it's still worth taking a look at and having on our charts for this week. So daily, I mentioned this last week. This was one of our high probability trades that I was potentially going to take. I didn't place a long trade last week on this pair, but I mentioned last week that we are making bullish market structure, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, now coming back to a higher low, retesting previous market structure, retesting this area of interest, and also wiping out our, the demand zones. We're bouncing off of our lower area of interest. We're starting to respect also our daily EMA, going bullish from there. So lots of good signs on the very higher side of the time frames. On the lower time frames, like the 4 hours and below, we can see here that it's going to be weird getting a. We are technically bullish on the 1 hour, but on the 4 hour, it's just not looking that clean. Which is kind of unfortunate because I would really like the daily and the 4 hour to line up well and be in more confluence with each other. But that doesn't mean that opportunity is lost, right? We might just have to maybe wait until our market structure is developed throughout Monday or Tuesday before seeing if maybe late Wednesday, Thursday, maybe later this week, there might be an entry opportunity to go long. I would really like it to see maybe like juggle a little bit here, break some of these highs, and then come back down, use this 4 hour EMA to bounce off again. That would be very nice. And we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see what kind of market structure is produced over the first maybe 1 or 2 days. Next 2 pairs I'm going to talk about, they're kind of a higher risk trade simply because they're like reversal counter trend trades. This one is not as much as a counter trend trade, but we can see here that the weekly is bullish, daily is bearish, and also the 4 hour is going to be bearish as well. So actually, maybe it's not a counter trend for this one. GBP CAD, there will be a counter trend trade. I'll explain that in a minute. But yeah, so basically what I'm seeing here on the daily time frame, even though our weekly is bullish, I'm kind of ignoring that for now. I really am not a huge fan on how much consolidation we've had throughout the weeks, but that's okay simply because on the daily time frame, we can see we've respected the daily EMA really well, and we're starting to respect this area of interest really well as well. And what happens here is that we've created a lot of bullish market structure, double topped, shift into bearish. We're going bearish now. We had a big push, big bearish move downwards, coming back, retracing into our area of interest perfectly. And we'll see that it probably also lines up not perfectly, but decently well with our EMA or our fib sequence. All right, it's like kind of lining it up. It's, you know, maybe not really. It kind of went way above it, but it is somewhere in the midpoint of our fib sequence from this bearish move downwards. So we're simply just going to be waiting for, honestly, like just a market structure shift in the lower time frames. We have this big bullish move here on the 1 hour, right? Now we're just going to be kind of waiting for this to turn bearish, come back before taking our short again. I would like it to break maybe a little below here, and then we can get some type of lower time frame Fibonacci sequence like this and have our entry potentially here. Maybe if you want higher risk, put it here. Lower risk, put your stop loss here. I might shoot for this kind of entry with this kind of stop loss. And then we're just going to be trying to shoot for either this lower area of interest, giving us a 1 to 2, or if we get a really strong push downwards, then trying to shoot for the bottom of our daily push as well, all the way into this daily demand stick as well, which would give us 1 to 3.5. That might take a few days. That might take almost a whole week, maybe even leading into next week. But I really do like how we are kind of, one, on the weekly, making this kind of rejection, just regular market structure pattern. Same with the daily, just regular market structure pattern that we're trying to see if it will continue the trend. We're trading with the trend is our friend, and we're just looking for other confluences as well. So that can be definitely a good pair to look out for this week. Just kind of waiting for maybe most of Sunday into Monday, the lower time frame market structure. We want to see how that reacts, because this might just like continue bullish, and just continue to just skyrocket. And and if it does get way above this kind of area of interest, we're not going to be looking for shorts anymore. Even if it does, even if market structure on the lower time frame does decide to do like some type of reversal pattern like this, we're not going to be looking to go shorts all the way up here. And why is that? It's because we're above our area of interest at this point, right? We want to use this area of interest as resistance to push downwards. If we're above it, we might use it as support to push upwards. So it makes no sense to look for a short position at that point. And that's not anything I'm going to be looking for, even if it does go above that area of interest. So only if it stays respecting this kind of area of interest on the lower time frame. And finally, GBP CAD. This one gave me such a headache last week. I honestly did not have proper psychology. I'll admit it. Like, I was not perfect. And, I'm definitely not the best trader there is. And I definitely, even though I profited last week a little bit, I see last week as a losing week because of my mental and how I traded. I was way too much involved in the charts. I've been trying to be less involved. If you see my recent Instagram post, I was interviewed by Rocket21, and one of the questions that they asked me was, how do you stay disciplined? And I talked about was you have to actually no, I didn't. In a different part of the interview, I talked about how you kind of have to distract yourself when you're in a trade, especially as a swing trader. You don't want to be watching the charts 24/7 because that's going to really screw you up. And I noticed I was doing that a little bit last week. I was a little too involved. I was watching it too closely. So basically, quick 30-second recap. My take profit was down here at a 1 to 3 initially. Late Thursday night, I saw a potential opportunity to add in another short. I had my entry literally right here. I think it was like this. I had another small position I wanted to enter. So it just barely didn't wick into my entry, which really annoyed me. So that really annoyed me since it didn't, because I woke up and even though it pushed downwards, I was happy, but it didn't wick me into this smaller position, which would have, made me a lot more profitable. And I was frustrated because if I was in that position, I would have moved like both take profits a little bit sooner. Maybe a 2.5. I think it was like 2.5 here, and then this one would have been like basically a 1 to 3 on the smaller position. So this would have netted me like a lot, 25 grand. I did the calculation, it would have netted me 25 grand. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and I got greedy, so I moved my take profit down to 1 to 3 because I wanted that extra. Oh, it just hit my microphone. I wanted that extra profits, and it just barely didn't hit my 1 to 3. Reversed really hard. Was all the way up, here at a 1, from a 1 to 3 all the way down to a 1 to 1.3. Like, that's a lot of profit to lose. So I was losing psychology in that moment. I was getting stressed out, and I ended up just closing my position right around a 1.7. I just wanted to be done, be out of the market in profit. I wasn't interested in holding it anymore. I just wanted to reset. So definitely not the best psychology last week, but looking for another short reversal trend trade here. We can see on the weekly, I think this week we're going to fill in this red wick, hopefully pretty deep. And also on the daily, we can see that it shifted bearish, which is very, very nice. I'd love to see that, right? We created this nice head and shoulders pattern. We're coming back, retesting the market structure, retesting lower time frame area of interest, and also retesting the neckline of this reverse head and shoulders. We can see on the 4 hour that our area of interest is pretty strong. Resistance here, support, little support from here, another support, and then used it as resistance again. So we're really looking for a nice resistance use here to push price downwards and hopefully hit a nice, I would love to hit like a nice 1 to 4. That would make me feel great. I would definitely want to keep my stop loss a little tight, probably right here ish, depending on how market structure is made early on tomorrow and into Monday, because I want to see it kind of juggle, make a lower time frame reversal before heading short again. So I'll see on the 1 hour. 1 hour is very bullish, unfortunately. So what that means is, I'm not entirely sure, because I would have really liked to see basically a lower time frame shift of structure on like the 1 hour, right? Which means we would have to come bullish first, in the sense where I would want to see this. We need market structure to break above here, break below here, come back, and this would be our entry right here, something like that. And then maybe our stop loss could be pushed up a little bit to reach above these highs. So we'll see. We'll see what market structure does, but basically looking for a little counter trend trade here. The reason why I say counter trend is because of this huge move upwards. I mentioned this last week. We have this huge push upwards, looking for this to come back down before pushing up again on a more systematic swing trading trade, I guess. I feel like my words haven't been good lately. So I apologize for not explaining this too well, but basically, yeah, counter trend trade, but it is a trading with the trend on the lower time frame. So that's kind of my whole position on GBP CAD. And that's basically it for this week. We have 4 pairs. Euro USD looking for long, GBP USD looking for long. So those are great confluences. As I said every week, looking for pairs that confluence together. And hopefully we can make a nice little like push like this one that we did a few weeks ago. All right, if we could reciprocate this here, then we're going to be solid. So that's those are my 4 pairs for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys on my Instagram. I'm going to be editing some more clips from that interview that I had last week with Rocket21 and posting that onto my Instagram. So if you want to see some tips and some things that we've discussed, go ahead and hit up my Instagram, and I'll be posting those soon. But anyways, good luck in the markets this week. I'll see you guys later. Peace.